Today would be the last day she lost to Alessandra ever again.
I'm sorry about her behavior. Kate is blinded by love right now, but she will snap out of it. I raised a wonderful young woman, and it's a shame you could not find it in your heart to love her back,
said Katrina.
The definition of wonderful must have changed since the last time I took a look at it,
Edgar stated, as he missed where Kate was a wonderful young woman.
What on earth are you trying to say, Duke Edgar? My husband and I raised Kate to be the wonderful person that she is now. We spent money on the best tutors and dressed her up like a doll.
Katrina failed to see what was not wonderful when it came to Kate.
Which part of looking like a doll makes someone a wonderful person? Might I inquire what happened to Alessandra while she lived here? What was her relationship like with her sister? I picked up on bad blood the first time I saw them interacting. Siblings argue. They fight and they make up, but that does not mean that Kate is a bad person. You cannot listen to only Alessandra.
Katrina became worried Alessandra might have spoken of the many things that happened in this home. If Alessandra were to talk about how she was treated or the things she saw her father doing, their reputation might take a hit.
Well, what happened to her face?
Edgar had been curious about it from the moment he saw Alessandra. He suspected Katrina and Kate, but judging from how emotional Kate was, he knew it had to be her. Katrina and Desmond were just as bad as Kate for allowing it to happen.
We are here to talk about my husband's death, not my parenting skills. You do not know me well enough to judge me,
Katrina replied, attempting to change the subject.
I know a lot about you, Baroness. The mysterious woman who showed up out of nowhere and was able to marry a baron. Where did you live before Lockwood, I wonder? It must have been an awful place.
Edgar hinted to Katrina as he was on to her past.
You?
Katrina gritted her teeth. The one thing she hated about the people in Lockwood was their constant need to question her past.
Don't get so riled up, Baroness, as I was only teasing you. As long as you aren't hiding any crimes, I won't do anything to you. Let's move on before your heart jumps out of your chest. Why did you call me here?
Edgar was ready to get to the point now that the entertainment with Kate was over. Katrina took a deep breath, suppressing her anger because of her past. She called the Duke for one thing only, and she planned to get it by the end of the day.
As I was saying, my husband was the breadwinner, and you took him from us without reason. You have also gotten married to Alessandra and not offered us gifts. Don't you think we are deserving of money? Money truly is the root of all evil. Did you spend last night calculating all the money you could collect from your husband's death? You're holding up better than I expected.
Edgar half expected her to be dramatically crying over the loss of her husband. Katrina might not have loved Desmond, but couldn't she at least shed a tear when acting as if she cared? Wasn't her goal to act like a heartbroken wife to gain money and sympathy from others? Didn't Katrina know she had to at least look sad?
I have to remain strong in front of my daughter, so she knows we will be fine in the future. My husband is dead, and I have to worry about the expenses that will soon hit us. Do not get the wrong impression of me.
Katrina innocently smiled.
To be frank, I never had a good impression of you. I know the kind of person you are.
Edgar could see right through the persona Katrina showed to others. Katrina was more dangerous than Kate. Kate wore her emotions on her sleeve, and you knew the type of person she was. Katrina, on the other hand, was good at pretending. Desmond had been too blinded by his wife's beauty to notice how odd she was.
I will not be compensating you for your husband's death, as I killed someone who committed crimes. Request an audience with the king if you are in need of money. He offers a small fund to families with no males. In regard to Alessandra, I will send gifts by tomorrow. Are we done?
Asked Edgar. The Barrett house was still suffocating and unbearable.
What kind of gifts will you send? Shouldn't we give you a list of things?
Katrina preferred money, but the gifts could either be secretly sold or used to make others jealous. If she did the latter, others would want to be around the Barretts once again, as they would think they had a close relationship with Edgar.
Alessandra will be the one to pick out the gifts, as she is the one to know you well,
said Edgar. Whether they received a good or bad gift was completely up to Alessandra.
I see. Have you eaten yet? We are preparing breakfast. Due to your marriage, we are family, and I hope we can spend some time together in the future. I wish to visit to make sure Alessandra is all right after losing a parent. Why are you laughing?
Katrina asked as Edgar's laughter started to fill the small room.
I did not say anything funny. Baroness, we are not in the theater. Drop the act as if you are a caring mother looking out for her child. You never cared for Alessandra, and it infuriates me to hear you acting like you do because she is now a duchess.
Edgar's laughter slowly disappeared as his facial expression changed from playful to serious.
Listen closely to the words coming out of my mouth. First, I will not be stepping foot in your house after today unless I am coming to kill you. Run if you see me at your doors. Second, you will never step foot on my estate. I don't even want to see you loitering around my wife. She was a bother to you, your husband, and your daughter. She is no longer your problem, so leave her alone. Whatever Alessandra told you, she never had to tell me anything, Baroness. Do you see these two things right here?
Edgar pointed at his eyes.
They work really well. If these two things see you or your daughter within arm's length of my wife, I will kill you. You cannot kill me for wanting to speak to Alessandra. You would be thrown into a cell.
Katrina confidently spoke, as she saw through what she interpreted to be a bluff.
Fine. I will not go around Alessandra, but mark my words, she will be back. You will one day realize how terrible her reputation is. For a woman who once used to work in the red light district, you sure love judging others' reputations.
Edgar revealed the tiny bit of information he knew about Katrina's past. It was something Edgar never planned to mention, but he was so annoyed with how she spoke about Alessandra. Katrina had no room to talk about Alessandra when she was fighting tooth and nail to hide her days as a sex worker before marrying the Baron.
Don't bother trying to beg me not to say anything to others, Baroness. I have kept quiet about your secret from the moment I found out, as I am not one to care about those who work in the red light district. We must all make a living somehow. However, you should tread lightly when it comes to Alessandra in the future. Understood?
Yes, Katrina quickly replied. She was certain she cleaned up all loose ends connecting her to once working in the red light district. It wasn't like she actually slept with men for money. She only worked there as a maid and ran away before she could be given customers. It was unfortunate no one would believe she did not have customers.
You and I will be best friends when it comes to keeping Kate away from my wife, won't we? Now that we have an understanding, I will go to Alessandra's room to collect the things she left here. When I leave, You will properly inform your daughter to stay away from us. Had I known this was all it took to make you quiet, I would have mentioned your past sooner.
Edgar stood up, dusting off tiny objects that stuck to his clothes from the chair he sat in.
Filthy. Alfred would pass out, he muttered.
I can lead the way to Alessandra's room. Katrina stood up from her seat. She was concerned Edgar would not honor his words and tell the entire town of her past. Unfortunately, he was not a simple person she could get rid of. She would need to team up with someone who also wanted Edgar gone.
Care for a drink, Duke? So you can poison me?
Edgar bluntly replied.
Save it for someone else. I would be foolish to try poisoning you.
Katrina frowned as Edgar walked ahead of her. There was still the bottle of poison she gave to James, and if they were to use the entire bottle now, Edgar might drop dead by the end of the night. If only the man wasn't so suspicious of others.
I'd say the shoe fits,
Edgar replied. He would have to join the Foolish Club to accept any sort of food or drink after he had just revealed one of her secrets.
I remember the way to Alessandra's room. Do you know a young girl by the name of Sally? Alessandra is requesting her presence.
Sally?
She is the personal maid Desmond recently gave to Alessandra. She is quite new to this kind of work, so it would be better if you let her stay with us and hire someone else to serve Alessandra,
said Katrina.
Baroness, when you tell me not to do something, it makes me want to do it even more. Tell the girl to pack her things. I will judge if she is good enough to serve my wife, and if she is not, I will send her back to you. Please hurry, Baroness. My body is starting to itch,
said Edgar. He was starting to believe he was allergic to the house.
Excuse me for a moment,
Katrina replied, turning around to tell James to bring Sally. But first, she needed to have a chat with the young girl.
Finally, it feels like I have gotten rid of a tick. What a boring house,
Edgar commented as he looked around while he walked to Alessandra's old room. The house had a lot of brown objects and no sort of color to make the house come alive.
If they sell this, they could pay off their debts. Why hold on to an expensive vase when you're drowning?
Edgar shook his head. He would never understand why everyone cared to make their houses look expensive, and they were so close to only having bread and water for dinner. When would the town learn to stop living above their means? People like the Barretts loved to impress those richer than them, like Edgar, but Edgar was never one to care. He was more intrigued by how soon they would be living on the streets.
Someone tried breaking her door.
Edgar ran his finger down a crack in the middle of Alessandra's door. It had not been there the last time he paid a visit.
Smart girl,
he complimented Alessandra, as it meant she knew something was up and locked her door. He liked how Alessandra was a quick thinker. From asking him to join a marriage contract to knowing she had to lock herself inside, she tried to be one step ahead to avoid trouble in the future. If not for the marriage contract that night, she would have been sent to William. Had there not been a carriage waiting by the gates, she would have run away last night. Contrary to what anyone else thought, Alessandra was a fighter in Edgar's eyes. There were many others who sat around waiting to be rescued. Alessandra was her own hero. Edgar pushed open the door to be greeted by the sight of a room with an entirely different vibe from the rest of the house. There was color throughout the room thanks to paintings hung up on the walls, but it was clear no money was recently spent on the upkeep of the room.
How is she so calm after all of this?
Edgar wondered. If it was him in Alessandra's position, he would have barricaded all the doors and windows, then set the house on fire with his family in it. Alessandra's family placed her in a room that resembled one the servants used. Why wasn't she seeking out revenge on Kate and Katrina? How is this kind of life easy to let go and move on from?
My wife and I are polar opposites,
Edgar said, as he was not the forgiving kind when it came to this type of situation. Noticing a desk by the window with some sort of cloth dangling out the window, Edgar went to inspect it. He picked up the cloth and pulled it back inside.
Did she climb out the window with this flimsy-looking thing?
Edgar asked in disbelief. The material of the cloth looked like it could snap if too much weight was placed on it. Edgar once again started to regret giving Desmond such a quick death. He should have inflicted the same fear and panic Alessandra felt when she had no choice but to escape out the window.
Duke Collins, the Baroness sent me to help take out Alessandra's things. Only one person? I will help you.
Edgar began to roll up his sleeves to help. Turning around, he found a tall, buff man with red hair. This person could easily be a guard.
What is your role here? I am the cook, but as you can see, the Baroness has added more jobs,
Mario replied, picking up 2 bags belonging to Alessandra while Edgar fixed his shirt. He heard about Alessandra jumping out her window last night and wanted to know if she was all right.
Duke Collins, can I ask a question? You just did. Next time, ask for 2 questions. How is Alessandra? Is she all right after what happened last night?
Inquired Mario. As much as he was happy with Alessandra no longer living here, he once again changed his mind about her being with the Duke. The very man standing before him killed 2 men in one night. Mario was one of the servants tasked to clean up the blood and remove the 2 bodies. Mario was concerned Edgar might one day make Alessandra disappear.
Who are you to my wife?
Edgar questioned, giving the man another glance over now that he had mentioned Alessandra. Alessandra had not mentioned anyone besides the young woman named Sally. Though the window was wide open and a breeze was coming into the room a moment ago, it suddenly felt as though the wind became still.
Relax, Duke. I am only a friend of Alessandra, and as her friend, it is my place to say if anything happens to her while she is in your home. I shall do anything I can to see you take your last breath. Do not hurt her.
Mario gave a warning. Edgar tried to take the man's words seriously, but in the end, he started to laugh. He couldn't help it when the threat sounded so childish.
It is not a joke.
Mario dropped the bags, tempted to punch Edgar. He regretted not finding another way for Alessandra to leave her family.
I'm sorry, but your threat is like someone going to the devil and pointing their little kitchen knife at him. I am happy to hear Alessandra has someone willing to kill for her, though you seem quite useless, as you stood by while she fought on her own. I am only the cook. What more could I have done?
Mario didn't like being judged by the Duke, as he had no idea how he had tried to help Alessandra.
Nothing. Absolutely nothing. I, on the other hand, am capable of protecting her. The threat was cute, but don't try to meddle in our new relationship. I have no time for overprotective friends who will question the slightest thing I do,
said Edgar.
I am looking out for her,
Mario replied.
This is true, but you also do not like the girl you started to have feelings for being with someone else. Let those feelings go, because I won't be letting her go. I do not have any feelings for Alessandra. I only view her as a little sister. There's no need for you to get competitive,
said Mario. He believed the Duke was only saying these things out of jealousy. Never once had he caught himself feeling some type of way towards Alessandra.
For your sake, I suggest you stop referring to her as your sister. When you are no longer in denial, you will see how gross referring to her as your sister is. Are you going to help me move her things, or do you plan to continue trying to threaten me? I have no time for the latter, and you should not continue to embarrass yourself.
Mario envied how Edgar feared nothing. To enter someone's home and kill them, or to laugh at a man taller or bulkier than himself, Edgar appeared to fear nothing. Mario knew the rumors about Edgar being a monster, devil, or madman must have some truth in them.
Protector, that's all I have left to say.
Mario picked up the 2 bags he dropped on the floor, hoping he had not broken anything of value.
Oh, there's more? I thought there was nothing left to say. I was ready to enjoy the silence.
Edgar rolled his eyes, mentally preparing himself to hear another lecture. It was already bad enough Alfred came to him early in the morning to give a lecture, and now the cook was giving him one about protecting Alessandra. Mario scoffed, annoyed by Edgar's sarcastic responses.
I just remembered something Alessandra's husband should know. You are referring to her as your wife, but I don't know if that means you two are already married. Alessandra used to keep her mother's wedding dress in her closet, but Kate took it and had it buried with the dead kitten she killed. What?
Edgar's eyebrows narrowed as he looked at Mario in disbelief. He remembered Alessandra had a dead kitten the day he came to propose to her, which meant this incident happened at the same time, right after he gave clear instructions to Desmond to treat Alessandra well. It was becoming less and less easy for him to allow Kate and Katrina to walk away without any punishment. It wasn't his battle to fight. But Edgar had always disliked seeing others be treated as if their lives didn't matter. This was why he was never kind to those who did not deserve it. Rather than doing something to the mother and daughter right now, Edgar knew it was best to have a conversation with Alessandra.
It happened the same day you proposed Alessandra. I have to add that Alessandra threw a bucket of shit at Kate because of it. I wish I could have been there to see it myself. You are right that I have done nothing, but now I would like to ask a favor. Please find Alessandra's mother. She has been waiting long enough for the woman to return,
Mario said. The family Alessandra had to live with for 17 years was messed up. Though the previous Baroness had run and left her daughter, there was still hope for the woman to return to her daughter and make amends.
Alessandra deserves one caring family member. You are looking at that person.
Edgar pointed at himself as the one caring family member.
I am not aware of the circumstances with Alessandra and her mother, but I am going to make the assumption Alessandra does not want anyone to force her mother to come to see her. Her mother should come searching on her own if she truly wishes to see her daughter. I will deny your request. But denied,
Edgar exclaimed, taking the bags from Mario and then leaving the room. He was feeling hot, with no wind flowing into the room, and his skin was still itching.
Alessandra owes me something big for this torture.
He needed to be compensated for being in the Barrett house soon.
Edgar,
Katrina called as he walked to the front door.
You are a duke. It is disrespectful to have you carrying bags. James, please take them from him. You can hand the bag to me, Duke Collins.
James left Katrina's side to help Edgar.
No, thank you.
Edgar denied the offer. He knew if he stayed behind while others took the bags to his carriage, he would have to speak with Katrina again. He was not in the mood to do so.
Help the cook bring the canvas and the other bags. I'll be waiting in the carriage.
Edgar, the young girl you requested is coming. Don't you wish to interrogate her now instead of waiting to get to your home and dislike her? I can offer a room for you to have privacy. Come, child. Katrina glared at Sally, wishing the young girl would hurry rather than drag her feet on the ground. Anyone would love to be in her place. Going to live with Edgar?
I will speak to her in my carriage. I am meant to be with my wife right now, but I have spent so much time in your presence. It has been an interesting experience here at your home. May we never have to see each other again.
Edgar bid goodbye.
You know what to do or else,
Katrina whispered to Sally as she passed by. It was unfortunate Kate had not treated Sally well, as the young girl would be loyal to their family then.
I need to seriously discipline that girl,
she muttered. Kate's past behavior created numerous problems for the present. Katrina had been so busy paying attention to other things that she failed to realize Kate's flaws to fix them early enough. Kate was in desperate need of a tutor coming again to correct her behavior.
Meant to be lifting anything. I am more than capable of carrying my wife's bag,
Edgar replied. If someone were to ask him about the bags one more time, he might end up throwing them at the person.
Wife?
Sally's eyes went wide.
When did he have time to marry Alessandra?
She wondered. From the moment Katrina sought her out and told her Alessandra was requesting her presence, Sally was confused as to why Alessandra would want someone who could not follow a simple instruction to be around her, unless Alessandra was calling her to her death.
Is the Duke going to kill me?
Sally mentally panicked as the walk to the carriage became terrifying. She quite possibly could be walking to her own death.
Is Alessandra truly petty enough to cry to the Duke about what happened?
Sally hugged her bag as the thought of her death being close scared her. Rather than being on edge, she wanted to know whether or not she was going to live or die.
Am I in trouble, Duke Collins?
She regretted the words as they left her mouth. Edgar handed the bags off to the coachman, then turned to look at Sally. He didn't know what to think of her just yet.
Did you do something to be in trouble?
Sally's palms started to sweat as she continued to panic. It was terrifying to have Edgar tower over her and his eyes scanning her for a flaw.